Othello, Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Iago and Othello. Iago, will you think so? Othello, think so, Iago. Iago, what, to kiss in private? Othello, an unauthorized kiss? Iago, or to be naked with her friend an hour or more, not meaning any harm? Othello, naked in bed, Iago, and not mean harm. It is hypocrisy against the devil. They that mean virtuously and yet do so, the devil their virtue tempts, and they tempt heaven. Iago, if they do nothing, 'tis a venial slip. But if I give my wife a handkerchief, Othello, what then? Iago, why then, 'tis hers, my lord, and being hers, she may, I think, bestow it on any man. So here the handkerchief is still a symbol of Othello and Desdemona's love, but it could also be a euphemism for having an affair. Othello, she is a protectress of her honor too. May she give that? Iago, her honor is an essence that's not seen. They have it very oft that have it not. But for the handkerchief, Othello, by heaven, I would most gladly have forgot it. Thou saidst, oh, it comes o'er my memory as doth the raven or the infectious house, boding to all. He had my handkerchief. Iago, aye, what of that? Othello, that's not so good now. Iago, what if I had said I had seen him do you wrong, or heard him say, as knaves be such abroad, who, having by their own importunate suit, or voluntary dotage of some mistress, convinced or supplied them, cannot choose, but they must blab. Othello, hath he said anything? Iago, he hath, my lord, but be you well assured, nor more than he'll unswear. Othello, what hath he said? Iago, faith, that he did, I know not what he did. Othello, what? Iago, lie. Othello, with her? Iago, with her, on her, what you will. Othello, lie with her, lie on her? We say lie on her when they belie her. Lie with her? Zounds, that's fulsome. Belie can mean lie about or lie on top of. This goes back to the puns of the clown in the last act. Handkerchief, confessions, handkerchief, to confess and be hanged for his labor. First to be hanged, then to confess. I tremble at it. Nature would not invest herself in such a shadowing passion without some instruction. It is not words that shakes me thus. Pish, noses, ears, and lips. Is it possible? Confess? Handkerchief? Oh, devil. And then he falls into a trance. So he's kind of like just saying words, and he's in a frenzy right now. Iago, work on, my medicine work. Thus credulous fools are caught, and many worthy and chaste dames even thus are guiltless, meet reproach. What ho, my lord? My lord, I say, Othello, enter Cassio. How now, Cassio? Cassio, what's the matter? Iago, my lord has fallen into an epilepsy. This is his second fit. He had one yesterday. Cassio, rub him about the temples. Iago, no, forbear. The lethargy must have his quiet course. If not, he foams at mouth, and by breaks out into savage madness. Look, he stirs. Do you withdraw yourself a little while? He will recover straight. When he is gone, I would on great occasion speak with you. So his description of Othello, again, is racist. How is it, General? Have you not hurt your head? Othello, dost thou mock me? Iago, I mock you not, by heaven. Would you bear your fortune like a man? Othello, a horned man's a monster and a beast. So that's saying he's a cuckold with the horned man. That's a symbol of the cuckold. Also a monster and a beast. That's foreshadowing what Othello will become. Iago, there's many a beast than in a populous city, and many a civil monster. Othello, did he confess it? Iago, good sir, be a man. Think every bearded fellow that's but yoked may draw with you. There's millions now alive that nightly lie in those improper beds, which they dare swear peculiar. Your case is better. Oh, 'tis the spite of hell, the fiend's arch mock, to lip a wanton in a secure couch, and to suppose her chaste. No, let me know, and knowing what I am, I know what she shall be. Othello, oh, thou art wise, 'tis certain. Iago, stand you a while apart. Confine yourself but in a patient list. Whilst you were here, o'erwhelmed with your grief, a passion most unsuiting in any such a man, Cassio came hither. I shifted him away and laid good excuses upon your ecstasy, bade him anon return and here speak with me, that the which he promised. Do but encave yourself, and mark the fleers, the gibes, and notable scorns that dwell in every region of his face. For I will make him tell the tale anew, where, how oft, how long ago, and when he hath and is again to cope your wife. Cope is a different term of saying copulate. I say, but mark his gesture, marry, patience, or I shall say you're all in spleen. Spleen means anger, and nothing of a man. So he's telling Othello, I'm going to talk to Cassio, you hide yourself, and just pay attention to his face, since you won't be able to hear him. But what Othello doesn't realize is Iago's probably going to talk to him about something else that will make him look guilty. Othello, dost thou hear, Iago? I will be found most cunning in my patience, but dost thou hear? Most bloody. Iago, that's not amiss, but yet keep time and all. Will you withdraw? Othello withdraws. Now I will question Cassio of Bianca, a huswife that by selling her desires buys herself bread and cloth. It is a creature that dotes on Cassio, as 'tis the strumpet's plague, to beguile many and be beguiled by one. He, when he hears of her, cannot restrain from the excess of laughter. Here he comes. Enter Cassio. And he shall smile, Othello shall go mad, and his unbookish jealousy must conster poor Cassio's smiles, gestures, and light behaviors quite in the wrong. How do you, Lieutenant? Cassio, the worser that you give me the addition, whose want even kills me. Iago, ply Desdemona well, and you are sure on it. Now, if this suit lay in Bianca's power, how quickly should you speed? Cassio, alas, poor caitiff. Othello, look how he laughs already. Iago, I never knew a woman love a man so. Cassio, alas, poor rogue, I think in faith she loves me. Othello, now he denies it faintly and laughs it out. Iago, do you hear, Cassio? Othello, now he importunes him to tell it o'er. Go to, well said, well said. So this is a rumor that Iago is going to talk to Cassio about, that says that Cassio will marry a prostitute. Iago, she gives it out that you shall marry her. Do you intend it? Cassio. Othello. Do you triumph, Roman? Do you triumph? Cassio. I marry? What, a customer? Prithee bear some charity to my wit. Do not think it so unwholesome. Othello. So. They laugh that wins. Iago. Faith, the cry goes that you marry her. Cassio. Prithee say true. Iago. I am a very villain else. Othello. Have you scored me? Well. Cassio. This is the monkey's own giving out. She is persuaded I will marry her out of her own love and flattery, not out of my promise. Othello. Iago beckons me. Now he begins the story. Cassio. She was here even now. She haunts me in every place. I was the other day talking on the sea bank with certain Venetians, and thither comes the bauble, and by this hand falls me thus about my neck. Othello, crying, Oh, dear Cassio, as it were, his gesture imports it. Cassio, so hangs and lulls and weeps upon me, so shakes and pulls me. Othello, now he tells how she plucked him to my chamber. Oh, I see that nose of yours, but not that dog I shall throw it to. Cassio, well, I must leave her company. Iago, before me, look where she comes. Enter Bianca. Cassio, 'tis such another fits you. Marry, a perfumed one. What do you mean by this haunting of me? Bianca, let the devil and his dam haunt you. What did you mean by that same handkerchief you gave me even now? I was a fine fool to take it. I must take out the work? A likely piece of work that you should find it in your chamber and not know who left it there. This is some minx's token, and I must take out the work? There, give it to your hobby horse. Wheresoever you had it, I'll take out no work on it. How, Cassio, how now, my sweet Bianca? How now? Othello, by heaven, that should be my handkerchief. Bianca, if you'll come to supper tonight, you may. If you will not, come when you are next prepared for. Iago, after her. Cassio, faith I must. She'll rail in the streets else. Iago, will you sup there? Cassio, faith I intend so. Iago, well, I may chance to see you, for I would very fain speak with you. Cassio, prithee come, will you? Iago, go to, say no more. Exit Cassio. Othello comes forward. How shall I murder him, Iago? Iago, do you perceive how he laughed at his vice? Othello, oh, Iago. Iago, and did you see the handkerchief? Othello, was that mine? Iago, yours by this hand, and to see how he prizes the foolish woman, your wife. She gave it him, and he hath given it his whore. That's putting salt into the wound. Othello, I would have him 9 years of killing, a fine woman, a fair woman, a sweet woman. Iago, nay, you must forget that. Othello, aye, let her rot and perish and be damned tonight, for she shall not live. No, my heart is turned to stone. I strike it, and it hurts my hand. Oh, the world hath not a sweeter creature. She might lie by an emperor's side and command him tasks. So this is kind of foreshadowing. Iago, nay, that's not your way. Othello, hang her! I do but say what she is, so delicate with her needle, an admirable musician. Oh, she will sing the savageness out of a bear, of so high and plenteous wit and invention. Iago, she's the worse for all this. Othello, oh, 1,000 times, and then of so gentle a condition. Iago, aye, too gentle. Othello, nay, that's certain, but yet the pity of it, Iago. Oh, Iago, the pity of it, Iago. Iago, if you are so fond over her iniquity, give her patent to offend, for if it touch not you, it comes near nobody. Othello, I will chop her into messes. Cuckold me. Iago, oh, 'tis foul in her. Othello, with mine officer? Iago, that's fouler. Othello, give me some poison, Iago, this night. I'll not expostulate with her, lest her body and beauty unprovide my mind again. This night, Iago. So he plans to poison Desdemona. Usually poison is a woman's weapon of choice, which is kind of interesting that he suggests it. But Iago's going to talk him out of it. Iago, do it not with poison. Strangle her in her bed, even the bed she hath contaminated, which is really taboo to kill in someone's bed. Othello, good, the justice of it pleases, very good. Iago, and for Cassio, let me be his undertaker. You shall hear more by midnight. Othello, excellent, good. A trumpet within. What trumpet is that same? Iago, I warrant something from Venice. Enter Ludovico, Desdemona, and attendants. 'Tis Ludovico that comes from the Duke. See your wife's with him. Ludovico, God save you, worthy gentleman. Othello, with all my heart, sir. Ludovico, the Duke and the senators of Venice greet you. Give him a letter. Othello, I kiss the instrument of their pleasures. That's sexual humor. There are sexual innuendos in there. I don't think I need to explain that to you. Opens the letter and reads, Desdemona. And what's the news, good cousin Ludovico? Iago, I am very glad to see you, signor. Welcome to Cyprus. Ludovico, I thank you. How does Lieutenant Cassio? Iago, live, sir. Desdemona, cousin, there's fallen between him and my lord an unkind breach, but you shall make all well. Othello, are you sure of that? Desdemona, my lord? Othello reads, this fail you not to do as you will. Ludovico, he did not call. He's busy in the paper. Is there division twixt my lord and Cassio? Desdemona, a most unhappy one. I would do much to atone them for the love I bear to Cassio. Othello, fire and brimstone. Desdemona, my lord? Othello, are you wise? Desdemona, what, is he angry? So she's confused because she's talking about a platonic love, but he doesn't see it that way. Ludovico, maybe the letter moved him, for as I think, they do command him home, deputing Cassio in his government. Desdemona, by my troth, I'm glad on it. Othello, indeed? Desdemona, my lord? Othello, I am glad to see you mad. Desdemona, why, sweet Othello? Othello, devil, and then he strikes her. Desdemona, I have not deserved this. Ludovico, my lord, this would not be believed in Venice, though I should swear I saw it. 'Tis very much. Make her amends. She weeps. Othello, O devil, if that the earth could teem with woman's tears, each drop she falls would prove a crocodile. Out of my sight. So he's saying they're crocodile tears. Desdemona, I will not stay to offend you. Ludovico, truly obedient lady, I do beseech your lordship, call her back. Othello, mistress? Desdemona, my lord? Othello, what would you with her, sir? Ludovico, who, I, my lord? Othello, I. You did wish that I would make her turn. Turn can mean change their mind or cheat. Sir, she can turn and yet go on and turn again. So that's implying that she's cheating and changing her mind about who she has affairs with. And she can weep, sir, weep. And she's obedient, as you say, obedient, very obedient. Proceed you in your tears concerning this, sir, O well-painted passion. I am commanded home. Get you away. I'll send for you anon. Sir, I obey the mandate, and will return to Venice. Hence, avaunt. Exit Desdemona. Cassio shall have my place. So that's has multiple connotations. It's a military place and also a sexual place with Desdemona. And sir, tonight I do entreat that we may sup together. You are welcome, sir, to Cyprus. Goats and monkeys. Exit. So one thing to pay attention to in this scene is if you think Desdemona is independent and fiery, why is she being so submissive to Othello in this situation? Or is she? Or is it something else? How do you interpret her character? Lodovico. Is this the noble Moor whom our full senate call in all sufficient? Is this the nature whom passion could not shake, whose solid virtue the shot of accident nor dart of chance could neither graze nor pierce? He's saying that Othello has changed. Iago. He is much changed. Lodovico. Are his wits safe? Is he not light of brain? Iago. He's that he is. I may not breathe my censure. What he might be, if what he is not, I would to heaven he were. Lodovico. What, strike his wife? Iago. Faith, that was not so well, yet I would knew that stroke would prove the worst. Lodovico. Or is it his use? Or did the letters work upon his blood and create his fault? Iago. Alas, alas. It is not honesty in me to speak what I have seen and known. You shall observe him, and his own courses will denote him so, that I may save my speech. Do but go after and mark how he continues. Lodovico. I am sorry that I am deceived in him. Exeunt. So he thought that Othello is different.